There is a great misunderstanding in the world about strength and power. Many believe that to defeat an enemy you must engage in direct battle, that you must fight, argue, struggle. But true power is not found in conflict. It is found in mastery over conflict. When you engage in a fight, you lower yourself to the level of your enemy. You allow them to dictate your emotions, your actions, your peace. But the one who wins without fighting is the one who has truly conquered the situation. Understand this. Not every battle is worth fighting. Many people waste their energy trying to defeat small-minded enemies, trying to prove themselves right, trying to react to every insult, every challenge. But in doing so, they become trapped in endless conflict. The real victory is not in proving a point, but in rising above it. When you operate on a higher level, your enemies become insignificant. They exhaust themselves trying to bring you down, while you rise effortlessly above them. The greatest warriors in history knew this secret. The strongest opponent is the one who never needs to fight. A lion does not chase after every barking dog. A king does not argue with every fool who insults him. A master of life chooses where to place his energy, and he does not waste it on meaningless battles. If you react to every small enemy, you become just like them, small, weak, reactive. But when you refuse to engage, when you let your success, your peace, and your wisdom destroy them, they are left powerless. Your enemy feeds off your reaction. The more you respond, the more you engage, the stronger they become. But when you give them nothing, no reaction, no frustration, they collapse under their own weight. Their insults lose power. Their jealousy fades into nothingness. They are left fighting against themselves while you continue forward without being disturbed. This is true victory. Not by struggle, not by force, but by transcendence. Helpless. They expect you to fall into their trap, but when you do not, they are the ones who fall. This is how you destroy an enemy without lifting a finger. To truly master this, you must develop inner stillness. A storm cannot shake a mountain, a fool cannot disturb a wise man. When you reach this level, no enemy can touch you. They will try to provoke you, but you will not be moved. They will try to distract you, but you will not be. Your determination pushed through. When they attempt to bring you down, let your success make them irrelevant. This is how true warriors move, not through pointless battles, but through unstoppable progress. The higher you rise, the smaller your enemies become. Those who seek to harm you will eventually destroy themselves. Their hatred will consume them. Their bitterness will eat away at them. Not matter. Every time you react to negativity, you lose a piece of yourself. But every time you ignore it, rise above it, and continue forward, you become stronger. A true warrior picks only the battles that matter, and when you realize most conflicts are beneath you, you will never waste time on them again. The moment you master this, you become untouchable. If you truly want to destroy your enemy, do not mastering yourself so completely that no enemy can touch you. The battle is not won in war, it is won in wisdom. The moment you understand this, you will never again be troubled by small minds, weak hearts, or jealous souls. The greatest warriors know that true power requires no fight at all. People believe that power lies in aggression and loudness and the ability to attack. But true power is silent, subtle, unshakable. A mountain does not fight the wind. It stands firm while the wind tires itself out. When you react, you step onto your enemy's battlefield, playing by their rules. But when you remain still, unbothered, they are left swinging their swords at empty air. This is how you destroy your enemy, by refusing to fight a battle that does not serve you. Do not mistake silence for weakness. Do not mistake patience for fear. A wise person waits, watches, and allows the storm to pass. If your enemy expects a fight and you give them nothing, they become frustrated. Their mind begins to turn against them. Their own anger consumes them. They start doubting themselves. Before long, they are no longer your enemy. They are their own worst nightmare. This is how you win. Someone else to dictate your emotions. You have given them power over you. The wise person remains in control, always calm, always unshaken, always beyond the reach of the enemy. Some people think that revenge will satisfy them, that seeing their enemy suffer will bring them peace. But understand this. Revenge binds you to your enemy. It keeps you emotionally connected to them. It fills your mind with poison. Instead of focusing on your growth, you are focused on their downfall. But if you let go, if you rise above, if you move forward with absolute clarity, your enemy becomes powerless, irrelevant, and forgotten. What greater defeat is there than that? What people don't realize is that most enemies destroy themselves. Their own anger consumes them. Their own hatred poisons them. They spend so much time trying to bring others down that they forget to build themselves up. Their minds are restless, their hearts are heavy, and their souls are empty. And while they exhaust themselves in their meaningless battles, you rise, untouched, unstoppable, indifferent to their existence. The need for battle altogether. What is an enemy to a man who walks beyond the reach of conflict? If someone throws dirt at you, do you stop to fight them? If a dog barks at you, do you bark back? The wise person does not lower themselves to such a level. They keep walking, unaffected, undisturbed. The world will try to pull you into conflict, into negativity, into pointless struggles. But you must ask yourself, is this battle worth my energy? Most of the time the answer is no. And when you learn to let go, you will realize that most battles fight themselves out without your involvement. Imagine a candle that burns brightly. Now imagine the wind trying to blow it out. If the candle flickers in fear, it will be extinguished. But if the candle stays steady, burns with full intensity, the wind can never defeat it. Your enemy is like that wind. It only wins if you allow yourself to be shaken. But if you remain unwavering, the storm will pass and your light will still be burning. This is the secret to winning without fighting. Become unshakable. Some people think that ignoring an enemy is weakness, that walking away is cowardice. But what they don't understand is that it takes great strength to control your emotions, to refuse to be provoked, to remain centered when the world tries to shake you. The weak react, the strong remain still. The weak seek revenge, the strong seek mastery. And in the end, it is always the strong who win, not through conflict, but through absolute dominance over their own mind. The greatest victory is not in defeating others, but in defeating the need to fight. When you realize this, you will become truly free. Your mind will be clear, your heart will be light, and your energy will be unshaken. Your enemies will watch in frustration as you rise higher, unaffected by their attempts to bring you down. And when they finally realize that their battles no longer affect you, they will have no choice but to surrender, not to you, but to their own failure. You must decide what kind of life you want to live. Do you want to spend your days caught up in battles that do not matter? Or do you want to rise above them, to become something greater, something untouchable? The choice is always yours. But remember this: a true warrior does not waste his sword on small fights. He saves. A person who is easily provoked is a person who is easily controlled. If someone knows they can push a button and make you angry, make you react, make you lose your peace, then you have already lost. They are pulling the strings and you are dancing like a puppet. The wise one does not give this power away, no matter what is said, no matter what is done. They remain still, untouched, watching the chaos unfold around them without stepping into it. Your enemy expects a reaction. They want to see you flinch, to see you break, to see you lose yourself in the fire of their words. But when you do not react, when you simply exist beyond their reach, they are left empty-handed. Their weapons become useless. Their battles become meaningless. Their hatred turns inward. This is how you destroy them, not by striking back, but by rendering them powerless through your unshakable presence. In the mind of a foolish person, strength is measured by how loud, how aggressive, how forceful one can be. But true strength is not loud. It is silent, effortless, like a great tree, standing unmoved in a storm. The storm passed them, rendering them irrelevant to your journey. The moment you engage, you make them important. The moment you react, you place them at the center of your life. Why give such honor to your enemy? Instead, rise above them, leave them behind, and move forward untouched. A person who truly understands power knows that fighting is the last resort, because the moment you fight, you have already lost something. Your energy, your peace, anyone. It does not argue, does not fight, does not waste its energy. It simply burns, and everything that comes too close is destroyed. You must be like this, so focused, so intense, so centered in your own purpose that those who try to harm you burn themselves in their own hatred. Do not lower yourself to their level. Let them be consumed by their own anger. No longer matters to you, then they are not just defeated, they are forgotten. What people do not realize is that energy is everything. If you spend your energy on hatred, on conflict, on proving yourself to others, then you are wasting your power. A wise person does not scatter their energy on foolish battles. They gather it, they cultivate it, they channel it into something greater. And when they do, they rise so high that no enemy can touch them, No hatred can reach them, no negativity can affect them. There is no need to convince others of your power. Power is something that is felt, not spoken. A lion does not announce its strength. It simply exists, and the world respects it. The moment you try to prove yourself, you have already lost. A truly powerful person has nothing to prove. They simply walk in their truth, in their mastery, in their presence. And in doing so, they command the world without ever raising their voice. A fool fights every battle, but a master chooses his battles wisely. The one who fights every time he is challenged will exhaust himself, but the one who stands still, who moves only when necessary, who knows the difference between what is worth his energy and what is not, he is the one who wins in the end. Do not fight battles that do not matter. Let go, move forward, and watch your enemies crumble under their own weight. If you wish to destroy your enemy, do not lower yourself to fight them. Rise so high that they can no longer reach you. Their words will not touch you, their actions will not disturb you, their hatred will dissolve into nothingness. And when they see that they no longer have power over you, when they realize that their weapons are useless, that their battles are meaningless, they will be defeated not by your hands, but by their own failure. If you truly want to destroy your enemy, the first thing you must do is remove them from your mind. The more you think about them, the more you give them space in your consciousness, the more power they have over you. You may think you are fighting them, but in truth you are feeding them with your energy. The greatest defeat for an enemy is to be forgotten, to be so insignificant that they no longer even exist in your reality. Understand this. Your energy is your greatest weapon. Whatever you focus on, you give life to. If you focus on hate, that hate will grow within you. If you focus on fear, fear will consume you. But if you focus on your own growth, your own peace, your own purpose, then nothing outside of you can shake you. Your enemy will crumble, not because you fought them, but because you moved beyond them. Many people think that power is in destroying others. No. Power is in becoming so strong, so unshakable, so untouchable, that others cannot affect you. The weak react. The strong remain still. The moment you react, you have been controlled. The moment you feel the need to strike back, you have already been defeated. A true master does not respond to every little attack. He moves only when necessary, and even then, he does so with grace, not aggression. Imagine you are walking on a mountain and the dog starts barking at you from below. Would you come down from the mountain just to fight the dog? Or would you continue climbing, knowing that the barking cannot touch you? This is how you must deal with those who try to bring you down. If you descend to their level, you have already lost. Stay on your path, stay on your purpose, and let them bark from below. Many people allow their emotions to control them. Someone insults them, and they burn with anger. Someone betrays them, and they drown in sadness. But why? Do you really want to let your enemies dictate your emotions? Do you really want to hand over the remote control of your mind to those who wish to see you fall? The real battle is not with them, it is within you. If you master yourself, no enemy can ever defeat you. When you stop fighting, your enemy will become restless. They will try harder to provoke you, to pull you into their chaos, to make you react. But if you remain still, if you refuse to engage, they will eventually exhaust themselves. A fire cannot burn without fuel. If you do not feed their fire with your reaction, it will slowly die out. And when it does, your enemy will be left standing in their own emptiness, realizing they never had control over you. Do not seek revenge. It is a trap. It will make you bitter. It will consume your thoughts. It will tie you to your enemy forever. Revenge does not destroy them a permanent part of your life. Instead, seek to rise so high that their actions become irrelevant to you. The greatest victory is not in destroying another, but in becoming so free, so complete, that they no longer exist in your reality. This is why silence is powerful. When someone insults you and you do not respond, they are confused. When they attack you and you do not react, they become powerless. Your silence speaks louder than any words. It shows that you are beyond their reach, beyond their control. Do not waste your energy arguing with fools. Keep your peace, keep your stillness, and watch as their frustration destroys them from within. Your emotions, your fears to control you, then you are your own worst enemy. If you truly wish to destroy your enemies, start by mastering yourself. Once you do, you will realize that there is nothing outside of you that can truly harm you. The only real battle is the one between you and your own mind. A wise person does not waste time in unnecessary battles. He knows that every moment spent in anger, in hatred, in conflict, the most powerful way to destroy your enemy is not by fighting them, but by rising so high that they become invisible. Live so well, so fully, so powerfully, that their existence no longer affects you. This is not just victory, this is true freedom. And when you reach this level, you will realize that the only battle worth fighting is the one within yourself. When you try to fight battling small-minded people, instead he outgrows them. Every time you react with anger, hatred, or frustration, you are becoming exactly like the enemy you despise. Think about it. If you let their actions control your emotions, are you not giving them power over you? The more you allow them to dictate your thoughts, the more you are playing into their hands. But if you refuse to engage, if you move forward with clarity and purpose, they will be left powerless. There is no greater defeat for an enemy than realizing they hold no influence over you. People often believe that walking away is a sign of weakness. No, walking away is a sign of supreme strength. Stones into it, the moment you stop reacting, you gain control over your own mind. And the moment you control your mind, you control your entire reality. Let your enemies shout, let them provoke, let them try. The more you ignore them, the weaker they become. This is why mastering yourself is the highest form of victory. If you are ruled by anger, your enemy only needs to push the right button and you will explode. If you are controlled by ego, they only need to insult you and you will fight back. But if you are truly aware, truly conscious, Nothing outside of you can shake you. You will watch as others try to disturb your peace, but you will remain like a mountain, still, unmoved, beyond their reach. Imagine your enemy as a storm. If you go outside and fight the wind, will you stop the storm? No, you will only tire yourself out. But if you stay inside, untouched, the storm will pass on its own. This is how life works. Every conflict, every enemy, every disturbance is temporary. But if you waste your energy fighting every battle, you will never find peace. Do not waste your life being reactive. Instead, be like battles that do not matter in the grand scheme of your life. The moment you step away, the moment you decide to let go, you will experience true freedom. Freedom does not come from defeating others. It comes from mastering yourself so completely that no one else has power over you. When someone insults you, do not take it personally. When someone tries to drag you into conflict, do not engage. Observe. See their attempts for what they are, just noise, just distractions. Keep your focus on your journey, your growth, your expansion. Let others play their games while you rise beyond them. People who are consumed by hate will never win in the long run. Hatred is a poison. It does not destroy your enemy. Resentment is a moment lost from your own evolution. Instead of wasting energy on revenge, use that energy to build yourself into something greater. When you reach a level where nothing can disturb your peace, where no enemy can pull you down, you will understand what true power really is. Silence is a weapon more powerful than any attack. When your enemy tries to provoke you and you say nothing, do nothing, engage, your enemies will eventually destroy themselves. Their hatred will consume them. Their frustration will break them. Their own negativity will turn against them. This is not your doing. It is simply the law of nature. Whatever energy a person puts out will come back to them. If someone spends their life spreading negativity, they will be surrounded by negativity. If someone lives in anger, that anger will become their prison. Let them be trapped in their own storm. You, however, must keep walking, keep growing, keep expanding. Every minute you spend worrying about your enemies is a minute lost from your own potential. Life is too short to waste time on battles that do not serve you. Instead, put your energy into becoming the best version of yourself. Your success be the answer. Let your peace be the victory. Let your unstoppable growth be the ultimate revenge. When you live at your highest potential, your enemies become irrelevant. A true warrior does not fight every battle. A true warrior chooses his battles wisely, and the wisest warrior knows that the best way to defeat an enemy is not to fight at all. Instead, he outgrows them, he rises above them, he leaves them behind in a world that no longer affects